How has the Russian siege of Mariupol hampered rescue efforts? Let's find out. Joining me now from Lviv, Ukraine, CTV National News Washington Bureau Chief Joy Malbon. Joy, obviously the situation all over the country, even where you are, is very tense. But in the southeast, Mariupol, where the theater was bombed, the same city the maternity ward was bombed, apparently there are some survivors there. Can you give us any details what happened there?
Well, they're calling this the miracle of Mariupol. The fact that people survived is just amazing. We haven't seen many images yet, but we've seen the fire. We have seen the bomb, the effects of that Russian bombing. And of course, rescuers were frantically going through the rubble trying to pull out people who were sheltering in the basement in which it was a bomb shelter. We know that there were about 1,000 people inside, maybe 1,200. What we don't know is if there were any people who were injured or that there were casualties. There was a local official, a lawmaker there, who called the Russians monsters for bombing the theater because there was this huge sign written in Russian, and you could see it from the sky, and it was a warning to the Russian fighter jets that there were children inside. Those words spelled out in Russian, warning them away from this theater. So the fact that people have survived is just an amazing miracle.
Two remarkable speeches today as well. One, President Zelensky of Ukraine spoke to the German parliament. What did he say there? But also Vladimir Putin spoke to his people. Compare and contrast, Joy.
President Zelensky, again, he spoke to the German parliament to a standing ovation, as he had done to the U.S. Congress and to the Canadian parliament. And it's interesting what he's doing. Not only is he very emotional, explaining what is happening to his country, he invoked atrocities that happened in Germany at the hands of the Soviet Union. He also told the Germans that sanctions are not working and that he needs much more help. He also added that Russia is building a new wall, which of course sends shivers down the spines of every German because they remember the Berlin Wall. And at the same time, Vladimir Putin on state TV was addressing his people, calling anyone who protests this war in Russia traitors and scumbags.
Yeah, remarkable, his message internally in Russia as he's trying to cloak people from that. Any news on the peace talks, Joy?
President Zelensky says that there has been some progress, but he said there can be no peace deal unless there is a ceasefire. He wants security guarantees. He wants other things. And that 15-point plan that was printed in the Financial Times, apparently Ukrainian lawmakers inside the president's office say that this is all from the Russian side. And what it said basically was that Ukraine would not be part of NATO, would not host any American bases, and would basically be a neutral kind of country like Switzerland.
Yeah, it's been neutral, and that didn't work before. So obviously Ukrainians are very skeptical. I know, Joy, you've been up, as many Ukrainians have, in bomb shelters throughout the night. So we appreciate Joy Malbon joining us from Lviv. Thanks, Joy.